Hello, staff team, best staff in the world. Just wanted to check in with you on a Thursday morning. It's almost noon. It's a beautiful day. Several of you are out sick today, so I'm praying for you and hope that you're all feeling better. Do stay home until you get better. Don't bring that stuff up here. I wanted to do a little video introduction to something I'm going to send you later today because I want you to have some time to process and think about what I am sending to you ahead of our next Tuesday staff meeting, because we will be taking some time to unpack this document that I am getting ready to send you. So I want to talk about that just a little bit, just a short video so we can be on the same page. I've been listening very carefully to our many conversations. I've been reviewing our notes from our staff retreat and from our onboarding sessions. And I've been trying to digest both what we say as a staff team and what we don't say as a staff team as we look ahead to the new year. And I have something that I have worked on to share with you that I think will help us finish the year really well and have a solid foundation for the next year. One of the things that I feel like is part of my job is to bring clarity to our work, clarity and focus that aligns us with our mission. And so I'm trying to do that with this document. But before you read it or I share it with you, I want to name a few things. One, I know that you all are tired and overworked. I know that at a deep level. You have been almost a skeleton crew for a year, some of you for much longer than a year in your ministry areas. The second thing is I recognize the sense of overwhelm that comes when we imagine adding anything to our already really full schedules. It's real. We all feel that overwhelm. And then the third thing I want to say to you, and it's the most complicated thing. One of the things that we have asked for, that you've asked for as we've talked together, is strong collaboration, involvement, and awareness of the work of leading our church forward. We are all hungry, I think, for a sense of mission and focus and direction as we go forward. And we'd all like a voice in that work. And I applaud that. I think that's wonderful. And I want all of us to have a voice in that work. I think we do our best work when we do this work of leadership together. The difficulty is that having that voice and accomplishing this work means time around the table with lots of conversations, meetings, discussions, and brainstorming and the whole 9 yards. We have to talk, we have to dream, we have to plan together, and it just adds to our already full workloads. That's just a very real complication in all this process. So, when you read through our strategic objectives for the rest of the year, your first reaction might be, oh my goodness, this is just too much. It's just too much to do. There's no way I can do anything more. That is an appropriate, normal, and frankly, in this environment, healthy reaction to have. But I would invite you to pull back a little bit, take a deep breath, have a little prayer for God's help and God's strength, and keep reading. Because much of the work that we're naming here involves a few meetings, some study together, and then providing a written report as the final output. Those reports get folded into the bigger picture work, and we're able to move forward together, many of us having participated in the process together. So what I'm asking you to do as I send this to you is really to carve out 2 or 3 hours a week to do some of this work. Maybe not even that much. It's really just to carve out whatever space is necessary for this important work so that we can all get to a better place as a team. When we are focused and efficient and clear about what we're trying to accomplish, we will all feel so much better and so much more able to get our work done. Ultimately, my hope is that we hit 2020 with energy, with excitement, and with a very clear picture of what fruitfulness looks like in the new year. I hope we can leave overwhelm and exhaustion behind somewhere else and step forward with strength and energy and begin to work together in ways that are truly life-giving and inspiring, not just to our staff team, but to our whole church. That's what's required of us, really, I think. My intention in sharing this document with you is to help us start thinking together about the next 4 months so that we all have time to plan our work in such a way as to accomplish the things that we really need to accomplish in getting this good leadership level work done together. We will be using Microsoft Team and the Planner app that you can download into your Microsoft Team deal to manage all of this. It'll make it quite easy to give status reports and to stay focused and on track, and to make sure we're hitting all the deadlines. It's going to be critical that we hit our deadlines as we go through this process. It'll also let us be very efficient in our staff meetings. We can see at a glance what's on track. We don't need to talk about what's on track. It'll let us see what's off track, and we can spend our time working on that and how to get things back together. I hope you'll take some time as you read through this document that I'm going to send to you by email to digest what you're seeing, to come up with questions, suggestions, thoughts, and bring all that stuff to our Tuesday staff meeting so we can begin to work on this together. I'm trying to think of how to say this in the best way. We have time to do this work. We don't have a lot of time. We've got through the end of the year, but I feel like it's manageable if we pull back and get ourselves in order together to get this work done. I think we can accomplish this important work and get to a much better place as we look ahead to the new year. I know you can do it. You're the sharpest bunch of people I have ever seen in my life, so I have no doubt about our abilities. I just want to make sure we honor each other's time and expectations as we go forward. That's why I want to be so clear about what we're trying to do. The last thing I want to say is what? The last thing I want to say is, I remembered finally. The last thing I want to say is, some of your names are assigned to particular items. That's up for conversation for the most part. Some of it's going to have to be what it needs to be. Some of your names are not present on this document yet, but you'll be part of the teams and subcommittees working on these things. So please don't feel alarmed if your name is on there or if it's not on there. We're all going to be doing this work together, but each action item will have a point person whose responsibility is to make sure this thing happens by the deadline that is set. So anyway, I think it'll make sense as you read it. I hope you have a great weekend. Everybody get to feeling better. We look forward to a beautiful Sunday of worship, and then next week we'll be ready to hit the ground running and talk some more about what lies ahead. Thank you so much for all that you do, for who you are, and for your faithfulness to God's work in this place. I continue to be so impressed and so thankful that I get to work with you. It's just a fantastic team, so thank you. I love you. Have a good weekend, and we'll talk to you later.